Hey guys, it's Lefty, back again, and today I want to talk with you about drugs. Not those kind of drugs, you degenerates. Well, I'm just kidding. If you want to put anything in your body, you're a human. You can decide whatever you want to put in your body. Just don't be an a-hole to other people while you're doing it. But no, I want to talk to you today about pharmaceutical drugs. I came across an interesting story on Reddit today. All credit goes to Reddit. I guess I should give credit. I'm sorry. But the story will be linked in the description. It's from NPR. Go ahead and click on it if you want to read for yourself and you want to take it all in and read it and then research. Go out from there. Feel free. I will start you at npr.org, where I originally read this. There's a company out of California that supposedly, or they say, they have a cure for hepatitis C. A cure that will take about 12 weeks. They say 12 weeks of treatment with these pills they have will cure hepatitis C. Now, most cursory research done by me, which isn't meant to be taken to the bank or anything like that, most hepatitis C treatments are long and drawn out. And they tend to result in a very expensive and a lot of pain and agony for the patient and people afflicted with it. It afflicts about an estimated 3 million Americans and more than 150 million people across the planet or around the planet. Because, well, I mean, if you flatten out the planet, it's across. But because the planet is a three-dimensional shape, I guess it's around the planet. More than 150 million people have hepatitis C. And so this is a pretty big deal that a company in California says, hey, we know how to fix this thing in just 12 weeks. An average of 12 weeks taking our pills, we can fix this for you. And you're with little to no side effects. Are there long-term effects that they're not looking at? I don't know. I haven't done any research on that. I have absolutely no idea. I'm not here to talk about that. It's really, really cool that a corporation has figured out, they say, how to cure hepatitis C in 90% of people. That's awesome. But surprisingly enough, that's not the most interesting part of the story, to me at least. To me, what is the most interesting part of the story is what they want to charge for these pills. Now, like I said, they're come in pill form, and they estimate that most people will require about 12 weeks of treatment, possibly more, but 12 weeks is what they're aiming for. That will cost at $1,000 a pill, $1,000 a pill, that will cost $84,000 for 12 weeks of treatment and a cure. Now, you can have the $84,000 right now for your treatment and your cure in 12 weeks, or you can go for the $300,000 plus years drawn-out treatment that results in pain and agony and possibly death. $84,000 for a cure for 12 weeks of pills. $84,000. That is, let me put that in perspective for you, okay? It is estimated that 150 million plus people in the world have hepatitis C, are afflicted by it. Let's just say that 5 million people, 3% of how many people actually have hepatitis C throughout the world, 3% of those, 5 million people, actually end up paying $84,000 for their course of treatment. Let's say the averages work out that way, right? It averages to, if you condense everything, it's just as though 5 million people paid $84,000, the full price for this treatment. You know how much that is? $420 billion. They have a product in which a healthcare product in which they have people staring at possible death in the face, and this company is saying, hey, come here. We got a cure for you. 12 weeks, that's it, and it's gone, completely gone. Hepatitis C gone. You're good to go. Go do whatever you want. $84,000. If we only sell it to 3% of people at full price, we make $420 billion. Almost $500 billion from just 3% of people. Let's say 5%. You're probably there already. You're probably pretty close to $500 billion. That's what they got. And in the story, you'll see that a representative of the company was quite glib about the price point of $84,000, $1,000 a pill. He said, well, we didn't blah, blah, blah. There's R&D costs wrapped up into here. And That's what we're gonna charge. It could cost more to go do other treatments that last a long time, and you're gonna hurt, and you're gonna pain, and you might end up dying anyway. But we're a lot cheaper. But we're still $84,000. And when that representative was asked whether once the costs of the drug are recouped fully, would the company consider lowering the price of a 12-week course of treatment from $84,000? He said no, probably not. No, that doesn't seem likely. Probably not going to do that. Now, this is a little bit sketchy on my part, I suppose, because I'm not here to say $84,000 is completely unreasonable. Now, I am kind of intimating that $84,000. I do personally believe that $84,000 for 12 weeks of treatment is completely unreasonable, especially when you are essentially, you have people quite literally by the balls, where you say, well, you can have the long treatment over here. That's gonna be really expensive, $300,000 through your insurance carrier, and it's gonna be a long course of drugs, and you are going to be in a lot of pain, and you might end up dying of liver failure anyway. So death is a real possibility here, but not death is a real possibility here. But we still want $84,000 out of you, you bastard. I think that's completely unreasonable, and I think that's morally wrong, personally. But you think about it. You say, is it reasonable to charge on a per pill basis a drug that which if you only recoup full estimated costs from 3% of people afflicted by the drug, again, 150 million plus worldwide, if you only get 3%, you generate $420 billion in revenue. Is that reasonable? Is that moral? And then to say, yeah, we're sticking by that. Pay it or piss off. Go die. Go test your luck. Have fun. Good luck. I don't think it's wrong. But I'm also not here, this is the sketchy part, to say this X is a more reasonable price point, because I don't have one. All I can tell you is that, again, in the NPR story linked below, there is a medical research facility in Liverpool that did some research on a per gram basis about what other drugs are used to do similar things. On a per gram basis, they say, well, this course of treatment should only really cost about $250 per person, not $84,000 for 12 weeks of treatment, and you probably might need more. Now, I cannot lend credence to that. I cannot detract from it. I am not a medical researcher. I am not a scientist. I just play one on YouTube. And so that's a discussion for another time with more research, with people that are much smarter than I. But suffice it to say that there is an undercurrent in the scientific community of people that say, well, $84,000 is flatly ridiculous because what you're actually paying to generate the drug on a per cost basis is like $250 per course of treatment. But anyway, and the rest is just profit gouging. But what I'm here to show you, and just you react to it however you want, and you think about it however you want. But we live in a society, in a capitalist, the utter pursuit of profit, maximize profits. Got to maximize the profits. We live in a society where it is okay, and in fact, somewhat mostly encouraged. And these people will have defenders. It is okay to have people staring at possible death and have a cure in your hands and then be able to charge whatever you want. Not only is that okay, and not only when you determine that what you want to charge is $84,000, despite at 3% being able to generate $420 billion of revenue, even when you stick by that, you'll have people defending and saying, yes, free market capitalism. Yes. They'll say, yeah, free market, yeah. $84,000 for people that are looking at death, possible death. That just doesn't sit well with me. And not only, on top of all that, the defenders that'll say, well, this is just the way the world is. So what that we live in a society where really the only incentive to help large groups of people, more than 150 million people around the world, the only incentive to help them is personal gain, profits, and the maximizing of profits. And on top of all that, in America, for those 3 million Americans that are afflicted with hepatitis C, the federal government will probably grant a patent to the drug maker. And that patent will be enforced by the federal government, not by the courts, the federal government. If there is a drug company that is able to reverse engineer this treatment and then starts making it and handing it out for free, federal agents will show up and start seizing property and arresting people. The federal government will step in and protect a company that is gouging people to the tune of $84,000 per 12-week course of treatment. And that's where we are. That's society. That is what profiteering through free market capitalism hath wrought. That is where we are. That doesn't sit well with me. I don't know if it sits well with you. When I look around and when I look at this and I see a company that is essentially saying, I just don't like seeing a company say, 84, we have a cure for this thing that's really bad. You don't want it. You do not want this. We can cure you in 12 weeks. We have you, 3 million Americans and more than 150 million people around the world, literally by the balls. And they are going to charge whatever they want. And in our society, that's okay. And that's encouraged. And that's defended by a whole lot of people. God bless America. Anyway, guys, it's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.